Hello, and welcome to Behind the Lanes, presented by Hollmarkshoes. I'm your host, JR, alongside with my co-host, Steve Hernadez.
Yay!
Yes, the CEO's in the building, and we have a great show for y'all tonight. Be sure to follow Hallmark Shoes on their Facebook page and check out their variety of shoe colors, styles, interchangeable soles, solid soles, whatever you need. Steve's going to hook you up.
That's
And
right. You.
oh, hold on, my YouTube just went off. It's blazing in my headphones. But anyways, make sure you follow Behind the Lanes on YouTube and Facebook as well. Get your questions in for our staffers about to come on. And yeah, it's going to be another great show, Steve.
Yes, it is.
But you know what we got to do first, man? We got to hit y'all with that intro before we bring them in. So let's get it.
This is Sean Rash, and you are watching Behind the Lanes.
Who do you think you are?
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it.
Oh, camera's messed up, and we are back. All right, so let's get right to it, and let's see if I can do this right. And we're going to bring our guest in, and we're going to start off with our first guest, Mr. Grant Phillips. There he is. Give it up for Grant. Give it up for Grant. Let's go. Let's go. All right now.
Another great state of Washington.
That's right. We got the West Coast in the building tonight. At least two of them. All right. Our next guest we're gonna bring in is the man himself, James Reid. Give it up for James, fellas. What's that,
Texas
James?
in-house.
Oh, Texas.
Texas
Okay.
in-house.
And our last guest, he just came fresh out the lanes from work. Let's give it up for Bob. Was it Hanna? Did I say that right? Bob Hanna. Give it up for Bob. What's up, Bob?
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Ohio, right?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Bob?
What's up, man?
All right. Well, I want to thank all y'all for taking your time to join us. I know some of y'all busy getting off work. Some of y'all got stuff going on, so thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to kick it off and get right to James Reid. James Reid. Just let everybody know where you're from and what do you do for a living.
Well, I'm from the great state of Texas. I'm a commercial driver during the day. At night, I am the vice president for talent development here on the West Coast. And I also help put together all of our national trips whenever we go to USBC Nationals. I'm the one who gets to put all that together and all the behind the scenes stuff.
Nice. Okay. So,
A lot of work.
yeah, it seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been with the company, and what was it about the company, and how did you hear about it that you wanted to join?
So I've been with the company now about 3 years, I think. About 3 years. Rocky, I believe it was Rocky who made the introduction to Steve and started talking to Steve. He's a veteran who does a lot of stuff for the veteran community, something I really wanted to be a part of as well. And fell in love with the shoes from the moment I tried it and been here ever since. He's going to have to kick me out the door.
Nice. All right, so let's see here. So your title is VP of Talent Development for the West Coast. How did you get approached with this opportunity, and what did it mean to you to get that title?
Well, Mike Lane maybe approached me one day about it, and it's like, you I've helped him with a lot of stuff. I've helped Steve with a lot of stuff, not just doing nationals, but a lot of other things. And he asked if I'd be willing to do it, and I said absolutely. It's a huge honor to have that much for the company to have that much faith in you, not to be able to just be a part of everything and have more of a responsibility. It was just a really big honor. So it was almost a no-brainer.
Nice. Now, is there a lot of staffers from the West Coast right now? How do we got on staff?
Right now, between so we have two team leads. We have Grant Phillips and Rocky Harrison, who help run the West Coast.
Okay.
It's divided amongst four different divisions. I'd say between the East Coast and the West Coast, I believe there's a total of 70 staffers on each of the coasts, and it was divided up about 30. I think Grant has a little bit more, but it's roughly like 30 people for the 30 people for team lead.
Okay. Sweet. Steve, you got any questions for James right now?
James, he's been a very valuable asset, and the reason he kind of rose to the ranks is because he was one of them guys with a can-do attitude and just always was right there to, hey, if I can help, if I can do this. And, we used to have Bob Haney. He used to do the Nationals, but he had to step back a couple years ago. And James right away up front, hey, I'll be willing to, take over, help out, whatever. And because it's a lot of work, what I mean? So I was so impressed by that because I knew what Bob had put into it. And it wasn't an easy thing to do because, it's a kind of a year-round thing because you're prepping for the coming year and the next year. And, you got people coming in and saying they're coming, getting our spots, our dates. I mean, there's just a lot of work to it. And
Right.
Unfortunately, things happen, people come and go and whatever. So, like I said, it's a lot of great work, but, he's just always, striving for excellence and, the things like him. And I think hopefully, he'll talk a little bit about his team USA trials, because that was a big step, not everybody can do it. Not everybody can,
Right.
beyond that, I don't see myself ever being there, but it's great to see him step up, and lead the way, and this is the one thing that I like to elaborate on, just like when we started, JR, who's Hollmark? What are they? And even today, still we're still getting ourselves out there to a lot of people. But it was like the little engine that could. People didn't think we'd still be here. Look at us, not almost 9 years later, 8 years later, whatever it is. We're still chugging along. Overcoming the big companies, and there's no stopping us if you get yourself out there and you have that will to succeed. You'll start out little. You'll start out like I said, we were just a little Midwest company, just kind of around
Right.
the local area. Look, we've grown all the United States and in 6 different countries. And that's James' aspirations. I would never tell him not to do it because he has that can-do attitude. And he says his mind is something he succeeds. So I would hope he'll elaborate a little bit on his first time at USA trials. Doesn't mean it's going to be his last time because it's always a learning lesson the first time around. But maybe you could tell us a little bit about your adventure there. The last, what was it?
Yes. And that's the next question. So you just came back from a big tournament, Team USA Trials. Can you tell us about your experience being there and what you learned? He is muted. Hold on, Bob or James. There you go.
There we go. Sorry, I guess my mouse decided to hover. The experience. Well, the experience was absolutely amazing. I am of the mindset that if you're going to do something, you need to do it to the best of your ability, 100%. And my family will be the first to tell you that I had every intention on making the team. Obviously, that didn't happen. But no, it was the experience. When you're competing at that level, like you're competing against the top 1% of the bowlers in the country. You have, there's 5 days. You have 6 games of the most brutal patterns you can imagine. It was physically, mentally, it was exhausting. The friendships I made there were absolutely amazing. And, I felt like I learned, I mean, so I've only been bowling for 4 years.
Okay.
That's how long I've been bowling. So this was the first time ever that I've actually stepped out of my comfort zone to do this. And I learned so much, not only about bowling, but so much about myself also during that week. My wife wasn't able to make it. So it was just kind of me. And, that's a huge thing. You're in Reno for a whole week. You've got, this massive tournament. And yeah, it was fun. It was, it definitely did not go the way I wanted it to from a result standpoint, score wise, but from a physical standpoint, from the foul line back, I'm extremely happy with the way I performed. Obviously, lane play, ball choices. Hindsight's 2020. If I could do 5 other things to set me up for more success, I think I would. But that's just the learning. That's the learning curve, and that's what we all have to. That's just a learning curve, right? So we've already talked about it, and we'll definitely. Our goal is to be back there again next year, and as long as you improve from this year to next year, that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah. And now what are the steps to get into USA Trials? Did you have to fill out an application, or how did that work out? How did you get into it?
Yeah. So with USA Trials, it's typically the first 190 people who register.
Okay.
I'm very fortunate and very blessed to have an amazing support system. So, the financial aspect was not that big of an issue, which I think is which holds a lot of people up.
Right.
And then there's the physical aspect. It's not easy to bowl 6 games a day for 5 days in a row.
Yeah, man, that's nuts. And you went out there solo too, so that's kind of that's brave. Go out there just by yourself,
Yeah. So one of the great things was it was held at the National Bowling Stadium, which that bowling alley has lane talk. And so for the entire week, I was able to keep track of my scores. And yes, I know I finished last every single day, but every single day it was an improvement from from day 1 to day 2, day 3 to day 4. Every day was an improvement.
Right.
And so, it was, like I said, the results weren't there, but the everything else was great. And what you can, trusting the process and controlling your controllables, I think are massive. And scores weren't there, but I made 90% of my spares for 90% of my single pin spares, which, that's kind of all you can do is just control what you can control and move on.
Right, James, right. I want to say, yes, you're an inspiration to a lot of us because, at the end of the day, if you want to be good, if you want to get great or whatever it is, you have to get yourself into competing with the best of the best, and that's where you learn, that's how you raise your game to another level. I mean, I know from experience, I used to just bowl at one house because that's where I was comfortable. But if I wanted to get better, if I wanted to learn and get different paths, then I had to go to different houses, different tournaments and so forth. And, at first, like I said, it was a little like, but that's how you get better. That's how you learn. And the thing is, I knew that every day there was going to be a different pattern. And it was a different challenge. And you went out there and you set your sight on it. No matter where you ended up at the end of the day, you learned and you competed and you set the bar for yourself. So next year, you're ready for it. You already know, okay, this is what I plan on for this week or this day and this day, and it's a learning curve because I'll be honest with you, few and far between go out there, any sport and win right off the bat. I mean, they usually play somewhere down here and then they just work their way up to the time where they're in the top, they're competing there and then they know what they're doing. And then that's what, none of that stuff comes overnight because if it was, everybody would do it. You know what I mean? Nothing easy, nothing worth having comes easy. So, it's an inspiration for all of us, James. And you know what? Keep your head up because we're proud of you, and you just keep, leaving your mark and aiming high, brother. Because that, like I said, we were proud of you, man. Every day we were cheering on you.
I appreciate that. I really do. It was cool. It really was. Even though my wife and my mother-in-law weren't able to make the trip, we were a very close family. They had it on the TV here in the living room, and whenever I got back to the room, she was like, well, this is, maybe the next time if, things happen, you could do this differently or whatever. So, it's a learning curve, like you said. And, it's trusting the process and having full belief that, next year will be different and the year after that will be different. And eventually, sooner or later, you'll make the team.
There you go, man. Yes, sir. Well, from us from Hallmark, we're proud of you. We don't care what the haters say, James. Keep doing you, man.
True.
Keep doing you. All right, James. So let us know what house you bowl out of, what's your home center, and give us some of your highest games and sets you bowled in your career.
Well, let's see. So I have my home. I've got multiple home. I don't have just one home center.
Okay.
I guess if I had to say one, I would say probably the Bolero over here off of Thousand Oaks here in San Antonio. That's where my pro shop operator is.
Okay.
My highest sanctioned game is a 300. I shot that about 4 months ago now.
Nice.
My highest sanctioned series is 787. So, yeah, no,
nice.
I guess that's not bad for being 4 years into this.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good number for being 4 years into it.
Nice. That ain't too bad. What was your ball you shot that 300 with? What ball were you using at that time?
Oh, easy. My the Roto Grip Hustle X-Ray.
Okay, nice. All right, so what is in your arsenal right now? What balls are you using right now?
6 bags in my arsenal.
Okay.
Obviously, I've got my spare ball.
Yep.
That goes without saying. The new Storm Level, which is an amazing ball. The Gen, the 900 Global, the Gen 25. Yes. That ball, in my honest opinion, I think will be the ball of the year. Just an amazing piece. Absolute Power. Then I have the Hustle X-Ray. Let's see. I think that, and then my my benchmark ball, which is my Phase 2.
Phase 2. Yeah, that's a classic right there. That Phase 2.
Yeah, so it's a good benchmark piece.
Yes, sir. Nice. All right, man. Well, do you have any other hobbies outside of bowling before you let you go? Anything else James like to do in his spare time, or is it just bowling?
Nah, just bowling and family. I was fortunate enough to have Steve come to my wedding in June this past year, and
That's cool.
He got to meet the family, and anyone who knows me knows that my family's my world, and yeah, it's kind of it. Just bowling and family.
Bowling and family. That's two things that go good, perfect together. All right, James.
Same time as people.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, James, before we let you go, I know you recently started a YouTube page, so go and let our viewers know where to find you at on YouTube and what kind of content are you putting out for them.
So my YouTube channel is fairly new, literally. Hoping to do my first couple of ball reviews this weekend. It's at Roto James. That's the handle for my YouTube channel. That's the handle for my TikTok, Instagram. Everything is the same. So it's all at Roto James, and hopefully get some ball reviews in this weekend and start creating more and more content.
There you go. That's the man, James. Check him out on YouTube. And James, thank you for your time, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's a pleasure, and it's a pleasure to represent this company.
Yes, sir. Ain't that the truth? All right. I don't know if are you still hanging out, James, or you got to go?
I can hang out for as long as you need me.
That's up to you, brother. All right. Well,
You can hang out.
you can hang it. The boss said you're hanging out. You're hanging out.
I'm hanging out.
Hey, he may have a question for somebody.
Yeah, you might. There we go. All right. Well, let's get to our next guest, Mr. Grant Phillips. How's it going, man?
Good. How about you?
Not too bad.
Good.
Bad.
Yeah.
All right. So let them know where you from and what you do for a living.
I'm up here in the corner of the United States, Pacific Northwest, Spokane, Washington. Kind of halfway semi-retired. Not quite that old, but drive school bus for Central Valley School District.
Nice.
So get my vacations off when they get off, so it makes it kind of nice that way.
Hey, there you go. So what grade are you driving? Or is it high school, elementary?
High school, junior high, and elementary. It's just 3 different ones, but it's all special needs kiddos, so makes my life gives it some meaning in the morning when I get my hugs and all that good stuff.
Do you have any crazy bus stories? Anything
I
wild
don't
happening?
got time, but yes, I do.
Maybe on the next show. All right.
Oh, yeah. We got quite a few of those.
Oh man,
That's all part of giving back. That's all part of giving back, man.
Yep.
Service.
Oh man. All right. So let's see here. What we got here. So you're on staff with Hollmarkshoes. So how did you hear about the company and how long have you been on staff with them?
I'm going on 2 years, and Mike Lane, one of our VPs. I think that's still his title, right, boss?
Yes, sir.
And then really good friends, bowl with him a couple nights a week. He actually, my pro shop guy, does all my drilling for me and everything at Players and Spectators here in the Spokane Valley. And got to talking to him. I talked to Steve back and forth over the phone a couple times, and he's like, "You got to try these shoes." And I put those on and loved it. Learning about that man up there in the corner a little bit, and that's a good man right there. I just say that. That's the biggest and main reason of these shoes. It's a great shoe company, it's that, but Steve's a good dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, you ain't gotta suck up to the boss, man.
No, he humbles me.
No, he is.
Got to spend some time with him when he came out here for a veterans tournament. We bowled together and got to know who Steve was, and made everything else that much more special.
Yes, sir. Steve, you got any questions for Grant?
Well, you know, Grant is he's one of the kind of guys you meet. It's like you've known him your whole life. You know what I mean? He's that kind of guy. I walked in the bowling alley at down at Valley, and it was like he knew everybody, and I felt like I was like, you know, his wingman, because they weren't there. They knew I was there, you know, because a lot of people are like, oh, is that him? That's him. But no, walking with Grant, I was like his sidekick. You know what I mean? You know, but no, he's a good dude. You know, he's got a great he's a great family man too. But you know, to meet him in person, it's like you've known him forever. You know what I mean? He's a really great guy, and he's one of swag. He's a swag man. And we had one time did a prototype shoe for California Bowling, and I gave him my one and only pair that I had left.
Just happened to fit
my pair, and it happened to fit him. So. You know, he got some of the shoes that I had on the because he just felt like, hey,
you got a hellfire out of it though. You got a ball.
Yeah, I got a hellfire ball. Don't get me wrong, the ball was great too.
That's
it was a great trade-off. But the fact of the matter is, I knew that it was going to a good home, that he was going to get more use out of it than I was.
I mean, meant a bunch.
And it's part of him representing the company that he also represents for swag. You know what I mean? So, like I said, so I guess he's now kind of taking over a little of the pro shop duties there in Valley since Mike's left and kind of went up to Montana. So he's like filling that void a little bit, which he's the point man for that pro shop there that carries our shoes. Spectators has a great design setup, and it's in the middle of they have this. I don't know, display out in the middle of the bowling alley, not just in the pro shop. You know what I mean?
It's behind the bowler's desk. The check-in.
Okay.
You got a display of Hallmark back there.
So right now, right when you walk in.
Yep.
There you go. All right, Grant. So you got the title of the company, Team Lead West Coast. How did you get the title, and what does it mean to you to have that title?
It very humbly means a lot, and pretty simply, knowing Mike as a VP and hanging out with him and bowling with him and being tight with him, he's like, you want to do this? I'm going to kind of step up the ladder a little bit and do that. And you want to take over. And so right now, just kind of getting my feet wet and starting on that and looking forward to it.
Nice. Hey, Steve, what is my title? Did I get a title?
We're gonna have to give you. We're gonna have to make a special.
I'm playing with you, Steve. We got Zach Jenkins in here. He just posted a question. Only here for a second, but just wanted to pop in and say what's up, guys. Hope you're all having a great night. Yeah. Is that a Hallmark staffer?
Yes, it is. Okay, Zach Jenkins. He's out of New York.
New York. All right.
New York.
Just a minute ago, saw Rocky post something up there. So how's it going, Rock?
He did. Rocky's up in the building right now. All right, so. Grant, so let us know what house you bowl out of and what are some of your greatest bowling accomplishments.
I bowl out of Players and Spectators, and then there's Valley, and we have a Lilac Lanes here, but mostly Players and Spectators where the pro shop's at.
Okay.
And I've got multiple 700s. I haven't cracked that 800 yet. and I've got
Me neither.
290, 270, but I haven't got to 300 yet.
Okay.
And Jack Miller, another friend of ours, another Hallmark staffer, introduced me to California Bowling, which is now just Swag Bowling, and got me on staff with them. And so it's great. I'm going to take one time out. James, we're proud of you, buddy. Big time. I want to say that before we get out of here. Sorry. Now back to it.
No, you're good. You're good. Back to it, James. We're proud of you, buddy. Keep grinding. I still can't believe you did that, though. You got to have some balls. You know what I mean? 4 years in, he just like, hell, I'm going to do it. That's respect right there, for real. I don't think I could do that. I'd be too worried about what people think, and that's my problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
The only guy who's got a Hallmark tattoo.
Yeah,
Right on. I like it.
Do you have anything to say, James?
I was gonna say what's really funny is I remember the very first tournament I ever did was the Texas Ironman tournament up here in Dallas. No clue. I think I had been bowling for maybe a month. I'm like, this is gonna be fun. Showed up. Turned out it was 16 games in a day. We bowled 8 games in the morning block, 8 games in the afternoon block. I shared the lanes. Like I showed up with 2 balls, maybe 3. Didn't have a spare ball, didn't have a urethane ball. And I shared the lanes with Sean Maldonado and Anthony Simonson. Was literally the 2 guys on my pair. And yeah, that was a very humbling experience. I'm not going to repeat how much they made fun of me for things, but it was great. It was fun, and I think that was the moment that I'm like, oh, I'm hooked. So
right. Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's a great story. Great story. All right, Grant. So I know you're a swag bowler, so. Give us a little bit of some of that swag news. What you bowling with right now? What's new and hot out?
Right now, I've got what they call a Big Bro Assemble.
Okay.
And it's a solid. The ball's first out of my bag. And then we got a Joker Maniac. But it's kind of right now, we're just in transition. I actually got my staffer balls in the mail today. I opened them up. And now we're no more California bowling. We got bought out. Now we're just swag bowling. You can go to swagbowling.com. Anyway. But
hey, get your plug in.
But everything that I've done and everything that I've thrown with them, it works for me. You're going to throw 100 roto grip balls. You're going to find a few that work. You're going to find a few that don't, things like that. So we're coming. The company that we got, putting some technology into it. We've got Steve, got his hands on a couple swag balls he enjoys. Miranda, his wife, got a couple. And me and Mike, obviously, both bowl for those guys. And Jack that I mentioned earlier. So, got a lot of swag around Spokane right now.
Oh, y'all swagging up there in the Washington area. All right, Grant Phillips. Before we let you go, is there any other hobbies you enjoy doing outside of bowling?
I enjoy it. Getting harder and harder to do it the older I get. But I got my 7 grandkids, and I played college basketball. So basketball and bowling kind of my life with my family. You
kind of look tall. If I had to guess, I'm gonna say you're like 6'5", 6'6".
6'4".
Oh, I was close.
I was guarding.
He's in the hometown of the Hoyas, man.
There you go.
Yep.
Bulldogs, be careful. Gonzaga Bulldogs, be careful.
Yeah, Hoya. That's
Gonzaga Bulldogs. That's what it is. I'm sorry, I gave him the wrong name.
You get over there on the East Coast.
I went to Gonzaga. I went and checked out the campus and everything just because I was there. I didn't even know it was in Spokane.
Yeah.
I had no clue where it was at. And it's over here, man. Like what?
I got Zagville here.
Yeah, that's Zag country.
Yep.
Pretty nice little campus.
Grant, you got any social media or anything? I'm pretty sure you're low key. Anywhere people can follow you? Or
I do my Hallmark stuff on that, and then my swag stuff. Then I do my personal. But other than that, I've got to get a YouTube channel going up now.
You do. Call it Swag Grant. All right.
There you go.
There you go. All right, Grant. Thank you for your time, brother. All right, man. We're about to get to Ace Ventura. I see him with his parrot on his shoulder. What's up, Bobby?
I'm gonna call him Bobby the Pirate Hanna or something, but
that's Tom. What's up, Bobby?
What's up? That's just my little buddy. He's always with me. He goes to work and everything with me. I can't go anywhere without them clinging.
Wow.
Let me ask you a question, because dogs, they'll come up to you when they got to use the bathroom, go outside. Like, how do you know if that thing's got to use the bathroom or not, or does he just go?
He just goes.
Oh, so you might have some shit on your some stuff on your shoulder. You might not even know it. Right?
Yeah.
Just brush it off. What's his name?
Jason. He was born September 13th, which was Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay. I see.
And the wife's like, I don't care if it's a boy or girl, it's Jason.
Right. I like it. All right, Bobby, let's get straight to it, man. Let the people know where you're from and what you do for a living.
Well, I'm from Pennsylvania, and you don't want to come here right now because it's in the negative.
Yeah.
I'm a auto body technician during the day and work at the bowling alley in the evenings.
Oh, you're a mechanic at the bowling alley, or?
Yeah. Yep. I was actually a cook tonight. They had me a cook on Wednesdays and technician the rest of the time.
Nice. All right. So how long have you been with Hollmark, and how did you hear about the company, and what do you love about the company and shoes?
I haven't been with Hollmark that long. It hasn't been a year yet. And thank the man down in the corner there, James. He's the one that got me on staff here with Hollmark. I follow him on Facebook and seen all his Hollmark posts, and I was in the market for a new pair of shoes, and I hit James up and started talking to him about a sponsorship, and one thing led to another, and got to meet, well, I haven't got to meet Steve, but I got to talk to Steve, and right now I'm using the Desert Storms and Red Diablos. I've been flip-flopping back and forth after a couple weeks.
I like those Desert Storms, man. I kind of mad I missed out on those.
Oh, yeah, I fell in love with them. As soon as I seen them, I fell in love with them.
Nice. How did you meet James? Because he's from Texas. Like, it was just a weird occasion, like on Facebook, you just seen a YouTube video or something like that, or how'd that work out?
I think I just seen that he was a bowler, and I'm like, let's add him, and we
Right.
just chatted here and there, off and on.
Hey,
Nice. You good, Steve?
I think
No. Oh, your wife's home?
Man, they know how to guard the house.
Yeah, they do. All right, so Bobby, you also as well have a YouTube page. So let the listeners know where to find you out at and all that good stuff. And what do you do on your page?
YouTube channel is Two-Handed Beast, 2 spelled out. Okay. I don't do a lot of ball reviews because I don't have the money to go buy a brand new ball every 2 weeks, because they come out every 2 weeks. But
they do.
Most of my videos are league night videos and stuff like that.
Okay. Nice. All right. So let us know what house you bowl out of and some of your greatest accomplishments, game sets, all that good stuff.
I bowl out of Clearfield Lanes here in Clearfield.
Okay.
I have a 300 non-sanction on wooden lanes to boot. That was challenging that night. 290 in sanction, and I have multiple 700s.
Nice. Okay.
Nothing high in the 700s, but
right.
The sevens.
And how long have you been bowling for?
Since 2003.
So it's been
I bowled until 2012, and then I got out of it, financial and work, and then I got back into it, 5 years ago, babe? 6 years ago? Something like that, 5 or 6 years ago.
Right. You got any questions for Bobby and Steve?
What's that?
I said, you got any questions? You're my co-host, man. Come on.
No, I was just listening
to no, I'll play.
He's sleeping over there.
He was.
I was sidetracked. I think
what I'm ready to do.
A little bit of delay in my thing. It like staggered for a second.
Oh, okay.
But no, I one of his questions, not really a question, but when I first, he's also a veteran, and he did a thing on the shoes, his own, doing his YouTube thing. He did it on the shoes, and then the shoes I sent him the first time, they were a little tighter than what he's used to. So I said, man, if they send me, I said, where were you? You were at Nationals, weren't you? When I sent you the shoes?
Yeah, you sent them out to Vegas for me.
Yes, and so I said, don't worry about it. Wear them while you're out there, and then when you get back, I'll send you another pair. And he goes, well, what do you want me to do with this other pair? I said, find some, pay it forward. Find somebody that can use them. You know what I mean? And which he did. He found another gentleman that could use the shoes. But like I said, he started doing his reviews on the shoes on his YouTube channel. And like I said, that's what it's about. Being a staffer, promoting the brand, talking about the brand, letting people know. And that's like you said, he met James through seeing him online, and that a lot of that is a lot of the things that the staffers that are from different places. They talk online, they see people online, and then if they're lucky enough, they eventually meet each other, here or there. Hey, we're going to go here. I'm going to be. Oh, you're going to be down there. I'll be down there too. And it's a good thing. It's like I said, but he paid it forward. Hey, I gave the pair of shoes this veteran that I met, and and I was grateful for that because it's another pair of our shoes out there on a veteran's feet or somebody that needs them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, but I'm glad to have him on staff. He's a very knowledgeable guy. Like you said, he's fresh and good, but I think he's got a great future ahead of him. With Hallmark. You know what I mean? And leaving his mark here with us.
I don't know if I can keep up with James though.
James he's what I don't know if it's called a phenom or just a rare talent. You know what I mean? He's a man of his own unique, placement. You know what I mean?
I call James. I call James a grinder. He's just out there getting it every day. You know what I mean? He's going to grind till he makes it.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes.
That Iron Man has 2 months of bowling, 16 games. This guy's got there to kill himself.
Oh man! So Bobby, all right, Bobby, let us know what's in your bag right now. What are you bowling with, man? The people want to know. I do.
I take 7, counting the spare ball. The Scorpion Strike, Scorpion Low Flare, the Hellcat Accelerate, Purple Hammer, Tension Star, and the original Black Widow Pearl.
Oh yeah, you just got
like
that.
2000. Yeah, I posted a video on that one.
Yep. Nice.
If anybody has the original Black Widow solid, please hit me up because that was my first ball and first 700. I don't know what I ever did with it.
Okay. How much you willing to pay?
Depends on how many arms and how many legs you want.
Has in his arsenal.
I can find it somewhere for you.
You find me one of 14 pounds, you let me know.
All right, James. So, I mean, not James. Damn, I messed up. Bobby. So, anything else you like to do outside of bowling, brother?
Besides bowling and family, building cars. I like building hot rods.
Hot rods, classics.
Classics. I built my 91 Camaro. Oh yeah, got to be muscle.
I'm more of an import guy. You can ask Steve. I'm more into the exotic cars, but hey, I love an old school muscle though. Hey, can't go wrong with it.
I run with the car group, and I'm the only muscle car in the group. So
okay.
So I guess I get to be the Dom Toretto of the group. I guess.
Yeah, I'm more like the Paul Walker. I got a Nissan 240, Honda Prelude, and Nissan 300. So I got a couple classics. More old school 90s import, but yeah.
All good cars though.
Yeah. All right, Bobby. Is there any shout outs you want to give before we wrap this show up so I can let the people get back to their families?
Just want to say thanks to James for giving me an opportunity, and same to you, Steve. Thanks for the opportunity to be a part of this family and grow with everyone.
Family.
That's the word for the show. Family. We've heard it a lot today. And speaking of family, there's one of Steve's grandkids, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this is my grandkids. This is JoJo.
JoJo. What's up, JoJo?
It's Journey Joe, but we just call it JoJo.
JoJo. All right, Steve, you got any last words to wrap this show up? I want to leave you with the floor.
Well, no, you know what? Like I said, this is a family, and I will continue to impress that on everybody that, when you're with us, it's family. There's no, how do I say it? There's when you're family, you're family. There's, some people come and go, some people need a break, whatever, but we're still family. Just because I haven't seen you in a while doesn't mean that you're still not family. And that's what we're about, is a family company, and we're here to help and assist everybody.
Right.
I'm gonna interrupt just for a second. That man right
So I
there
got another
lives
granddaughter.
what he says. He lives what he says.
He does. He does. All right. Well, I think
I
that's
got my
going
hands
to.
full.
All right. Well, I think that's going to end it for the show, episode 3. I feel like this was a great show. Thank you again, all, for spending your time with me. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
All right.
All right,
All right.
fellas. Take
Good
care.
night, guys.
All right, guys.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good
See
night.
you all.